Hello friends, welcome to another Garden City Arts online program. My name is Miss Katie and you are joining me for day 3 of our 3-day workshop. And this workshop is called Out of This World and it's all about outer space. Now, today is one of my favorite days because we get to play with clay. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy using air-dried clay. It's fun and easy to do, easy to work with. So go ahead and jump inside your kit and grab the bag labeled day 3. And you know what? I bet your bag is looking pretty empty because we have just about used everything in it. You'll also want to make sure you grab your eyes, your wiggly eyes, and your last piece of black paper, and it's a square. You'll also want to make sure that you have your oil pastels from the other day, your glue from the first day, and you might want your paint. Probably not, but you can if you want to. So, first things first, let's check out what is in the bag labeled day number 3. I'm just going to pour it all out and see what we have. We have a whole bunch of good stuff. So we have some air-dried clay, and I have 2 colors. I have blue and I have yellow. We have some pipe cleaners, and I actually put my pipe cleaners that I didn't use from day 1 in there as well. So you might have some extras that you can use. We have a whole bunch of really fun buttons. Of course, our googly eyes from day 1. And that's it. That's all we have, but that's really all we're gonna need. So first things first, before we start having fun with our clay, we're gonna do the hard part of this project. We're going to create kind of a background where our alien can live. That's right, we're sculpting aliens today with our air-dry clay. But before we get into that fun part, let's just do this real fast, get the background done and out of the way, and then we can move on and have fun. So, this big flat piece of paper is going to be our background, and it is going to be a 3D background by the time we're done with it. So the very first thing I want you to do is take the top of your paper, and I want you to bring it down to the bottom. Now, you are going to try to line it up corner to corner, okay? You don't want those corners to go off or over, okay? Hold it as best you can with one hand. Use your finger with your other and push and crease your piece of paper, just like that. Now, we're not gonna leave it like this. We're gonna open it up. Do you see this little crease right here? A crease is whenever you fold paper, okay? And it causes a little line. We're gonna flip it so that that line is going straight up and down. That is now a vertical line because it goes from top to bottom. We're gonna take the top of our paper. Once you have your vertical line, flip it the right way, and we're gonna bring it down to the bottom of the paper and do the exact same thing again. So what we're doing is we're adding a second crease line. So hold with one hand, take your finger, and press, whoops, and crease. Now, we're gonna open this back up, and do you see how I now have a giant plus sign? There we go, look at that. Now, the way we're gonna make this 3D is that we have to make a little bit of a cut. We're gonna start from the bottom and we're gonna come to this middle line. We're gonna stop there. We can't keep going or else we will have 2 pieces of paper rather than 1. And we will not be able to do a 3D object. So I'm cutting, and do you see how I stopped? Now, if you look, it kind of looks like I have some pants. That's pretty funny, huh? Well, the legs of the pants are going to fold underneath one another and create that 3D box. Now, we have to use some glue, otherwise it won't stay, right? So, do you remember the dot, dot, not a lot? We're gonna open up our glue, grab our glue brush, and we're gonna do dot, dot, not a lot, all the way around. There we go, put some in the middle. Once you think you have enough glue, you are gonna take your pant leg and you are gonna fold it underneath and then press, and there you go. You have a 3D background. Now, if you want to, before you do this, you can take your oil pastels or your paint and you can color on the black squares. So do you see how I'm making some stars? I knew that I didn't want to do too many designs to my background. I just wanted a black sky, so I could glue before I did this. But if you're making a really complex drawing, you're gonna wanna color before you glue, okay? So I leave it to you to decide. I am going to make a little rock on which my alien is going to live, right in the middle. Where does your alien live? Does he live somewhere nice and pretty? Is it full of fruit or donuts? Ooh, can you imagine a donut planet? Nothing but donuts. Donuts that you sit on, donuts that you live in, donuts that you eat. Sounds kind of fun, huh? I don't know about you, it's kind of making me hungry. Have you eaten breakfast yet? Okay, so here's my background. It's all finished. Now that I have this finished, I can set it to the side and I can put my glue away, and then I'm ready to move on to my alien. Now, your 2 packets of air dry clay, I would suggest opening both of them up. Make sure you have a nice clean area first so you don't get little weird bits of things in your clay. And once you have them open, you can decide. Now, everybody gets a different color, so you might not have blue and yellow. You might have red and yellow, okay? Now, you will have primary colors no matter what. And primary colors are colors that make all other colors. So I bet you already know this, but if I were to mix this blue and this yellow together, it would make green. You can do that if you want to. You can keep them separate, maybe do a little bit of both. Now, I'm going to show you some basics, and then you get to make your own alien, and you can take as long or as little of time as you want. First, we're going to talk about how to break your clay into 2 parts. We use the claw. So, do you see how I take my 2 hands and rip it with my claw? Now I have 2 blue, and once I rip this, I'll have 2 yellow. Now, with air dry clay, the more you work it in your hands, the more the heat from your hands warms up the clay and it's easier to use. So if you notice that it's really hard to work with your clay, it's getting kind of dry, try working it in the palm of your hand. That will make it nice and easy to use again. Now, I'm going to show you some basic shapes and then you're going to make your alien. So first, if you start off with something that looks like this, you can knead it first with your hands. Do you see how I'm just kind of doing like the claw motion, but not with the ripping action? And that's helping me warm up my clay. Then I'm going to leave it in the palm of my hand, and then I'm going to take the other palm that's open, and I am going to make a circle. The harder you press, the flatter you'll have. So don't press too hard. You want to press lightly. You can also do this on the table. Sometimes people find it's a little easier. And do you see how I have a ball now? Now, if we want to, we can use the palm of our hand and we can press and make a nice flat coin. I think I'm going to rip this in half. I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to do a stacked alien. So he's going to be a whole bunch of coins that are just stacked together. I think that sounds really funny. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of coins. So first I make a ball, then I flatten it with the palm of my hand. Now, if I just used one color, it'd be boring. So I'm going to grab some blue. I'm going to pinch off some, and I'll make some green in just a moment. And then I'm going to make some coins out of my blue. There we go. Oops. Okay. Now, if you want to mix colors, you take those 2 colors and you have to do a whole bunch of twisting actions. Do you see how I'm doing a lot of kneading and twisting? You can also marble your clay. Okay, marbling is when you mix the 2 colors, but you don't really mix them together to make a new color. You let them just kind of blend, but you leave all of those individual lines. So I could stop right here and I would have some marbling. But if I don't want that, if I want it to be green, then I just keep going. I keep mixing, I keep agitating it and kneading it until I get all of those colors mixed together. Now, before I make a coin, I'm going to show you how to make a coil. A coil is one of my favorite things to do. Do you see how, let's pretend like it's cold in here and you have to warm up your hands. Do you know how you warm up your hands? We're going to do that same motion, and that makes a coil. Okay, now the harder you press, the thinner your coil and the longer it'll get. If you want a thicker coil that's shorter, then you don't press as hard. You press a little lighter, okay? Now, I don't want a coil, I want some coins. So I'm gonna do a ball, and I'm gonna do flat. And look at that, I have my coins. Now, if you want clay to stick together, all you have to do is pick up those two individual pieces and lightly press on them. Do you see how it sticks together? Now it's almost impossible to take them apart. So once they touch, they are done. They're fused together. Okay, don't try to rip them apart. It's better to just take the whole thing and blend it, and then you'll just get a different color. Okay, here's my alien. I'm liking it. I think he's kind of fun. He looks like a very odd alien, and I think that's just what I want. Now, I could make another alien because I have a lot of clay left, and I think I'm pretty much done with this guy. Or I could add details like little heads, especially if I want to have little circles for my eyes, for my little wiggly eyes. Maybe I will do two little circles. What do you think? Now, here's where the pipe cleaners and your beads and your wiggly eyes come in. Once you're happy with your body, you can take all of these little bits of pipe cleaner, and again, they'll be random colors, and you can cut smaller pieces to make different details on your alien. These are going to be the antenna. I'm going to get my wiggly eyes. I'm going to put on some wiggly eyes onto this guy. Now the wiggly eyes can sometimes be hard to get on there. Sometimes you have to push a little bit harder. And, ooh, I kind of like that. I think I'll do that. Ooh, there we go. He's looking pretty funny, huh? Now, I can take these buttons and these beads, and I can put them on the ends of my pipe cleaner. Or I could make a pattern. Do you know what a pattern is? A pattern is something that repeats itself, okay? So it's a series or, let's say, red, yellow, in order to repeat itself, orange, yellow. Oh boy, I do know my colors, I promise. You have to put another orange down and another yellow in order for it to be a pattern, okay? Something that repeats itself. So let's see, I could do lots of other things to this, or I could call it good for now. I could take some other pipe cleaners and maybe give him some arms or some wings. Ooh, I kind of like the wing idea. I think he's gonna have a wing. There's one wing, and here's my other wing. Ooh, there we go. And do you see how with the pipe cleaner, you just have to press it into the clay itself, and there we go. Now, if you press too hard with your fingers, that's okay, you can reshape it. I could also make him a different shape so he's not just a bunch of pancakes. And I think I'm gonna call it good. I like my alien. He has a pretty cool place to live. And I think that I'm done. Now, just because I'm happy with this alien doesn't mean I have to stop having fun. For instance, I could take the rest of my clay and I could build something else. Can you think of anything else to make? Maybe you need to make a pet for your alien. Or maybe you could make some furniture. Maybe this is his house and he needs some furniture, some cool things to sit on, okay? There's so many different things you can do. You have so many different accessories that I think you will have a blast coming up with all sorts of fun, crazy alien things. I hope that you guys all enjoyed this series. Have fun. Remember to clean up afterwards. And I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you for watching this online program. Please help Garden City Arts thank these generous sponsors.